Good day, it is the 11th of October, 7:30 Zulu, 3:30 p.m. Philippine time, 4:30 p.m. Japan time. We are going with the latest video update on the tropics, continuing to watch 23W or Ramon, which is now a tropical storm, Banyan, given the international name there from JMA. It continues to move here in the waters east of Mindanao, as you can see here in the visible image, located approximately 340 kilometers southeast of Surigao City, which is somewhere over here, northern tip of Mindanao actually. Maximum sustained winds again have increased now to 65 kph, gusting to 85. Banyan is moving northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. Again, as you can see, it has now been upgraded, upgraded actually to tropical storm strength. So you can see improved organization over the past 24 hours, although not by much. I mean, yesterday the winds were around 55, so it only increased by around 10 kph. Taking a look at this 2-kilometer resolution, see the small size of the storm, but again showing that central overcast over the center, that convection really strong as well. And you can see clouds moving into northern Mindanao and into eastern and central Visayas, actually already receiving reports of light rain here in Cebu, so beginning to affect much of northern half of Mindanao and central Visayas, definitely. And as you can see, still around 200 kilometers east of Mindanao, moving northwestward, and could approach Surigao Islands and Leyte by tomorrow morning. Looking at the infrared image showing you the very strong convective activity actually associated with the storm. Very cold cloud tops over the center and also on the northwestern periphery. As you can see, more than negative 80 degrees Celsius, so very strong convective activity, very cold cloud tops. Going to be bringing lots of heavy rain definitely for parts of Mindanao and Visayas. And as you can see, the storm hasn't even made landfall yet. As of 11 a.m. today, Pagasa has increased the coverage of the signal number 1 warnings. Right now we already have I believe 18 provinces under signal number 1. Not gonna go through each of the islands, each of the provinces, but you can pause the video for a moment to see if your area is under some sort of signal warning. But logically, I'll give you an idea. The areas here in northern half of Mindanao and also central Visayas under some sort of signal warning number 1, and due to the approaching storm, which is Ramon. As far as the strength goes, we've talked about this yesterday, about how the wind shear is going to limit intensification, and we are seeing that right now. See 10 to 20 knots of wind shear. Again, very slow rate of intensification, so we won't really expect this to become any stronger than a tropical storm. So no typhoons. It's not really the rain. It's not really the wind that's the threat. It's the rain. We actually already received reports of 50 to 100 millimeters of rain in 24 hours here in Hinatuan, Lumbia, and also Cotabato, here northern half of Mindanao. So again, the storm is still roughly 12 to 18 hours away from approaching the islands, but as you can see, you already have reports of heavy rain, giving an idea how much rain Ramon or Banyan actually has, giving an idea, and also expecting those same amounts for the islands here in Visayas in the next couple of days. We expect a total rainfall of maybe upwards of up to 300 millimeters, evidently in some areas. And as you know, we do have some mountainous areas here in Mindanao, also here in islands here in Visayas, so expecting lots of landslides, of course urban flooding as well, and also flooding in low-lying areas and also those coastal villages and areas near the river. So always monitor those developments with the local agencies and authorities for possible uh, evacuations. Now, as for the track, again, the general idea here is for the storm to continue moving northwestward, cutting across the islands here in Visayas region, and exiting into South China Sea in 2 to 3 days' time. In tracking south, the southern periphery of this very strong subtropical ridge anchored here in eastern China, acting as a blocking mechanism, preventing the storm to move northward. So what the storm will do is to continue tracking northwestward across the Philippines as a weak cyclone, as I said. So you've been insisting, and also shown here by the JTWC, that idea of northwestward track across Visayas, across the Philippines, and then as you can see, by as early as Friday, should be west of Luzon by that time, moving into the South China Sea. And again, you can see JTWC actually expecting this to remain a tropical depression, even, or not even a tropical storm, as it moves across the islands. JMA, compared with JTWC, taking more a northward track. As you can see, JMA takes this towards Samar, whereas JTWC takes this towards southern Leyte. So we do have some differences right now among the agencies. Looking at JMA, you can see it takes it across southern Luzon actually and into Manila by the end of this week. So although we still have time to iron those forecasts out, again, the general consensus is that northwestward movement, where will obviously be going to be difficult to forecast right now exactly which areas it will affect. But again, as I said before, it's not the winds. It should be it's the rain that's going to be the big threat, and that coverage of the storm is actually big enough to affect much of these islands, much of Visayas, and eventually southern Luzon, including National Capital Region, definitely by this weekend. And finally, showing you here Pagasa's forecast, actually agreeing more with the JTWC forecast shown here. Pagasa again taking this towards Leyte, and then into the island north part of Panay, and into Romblon, and into Mindoro, I believe, and into, again, by Friday it will be west of Luzon, moving into the South China Sea. So okay, I mean, good agreement, I would say, across the agencies. So again, we do have some differences, understandable at this time frame. Do have some differences, again, particularly JMA being the northward half of the forecast envelope, and taking this towards Samar and into southern Luzon. So we do have to keep watching this storm, and in terms of its eventual effects for Manila and the surrounding provinces. But that concludes the update for today. Can continue to monitor this storm for the latest developments. You can find those info here on our website, as well as Pagasa's website for the official weather forecasts and warnings, as well as local news channels for developments and official warnings that are specific to your areas. Until our next update tomorrow, stay safe. Bye bye.